In the history of DC Comics, few characters have an origin as unusual as the Protector, a hero born not from the pages of a regular comic series, but from a public service necessity. The Protector first appeared in the New Teen Titans Drug Awareness Special in 1983, created by writer Marv Wolfman and artist George Perez. His creation came about due to licensing issues. Robin, the team's iconic leader, could not be used in certain anti-drug public service comics because he was tied to the Super Friends animated series, which was owned by a different licensing partner at the time. To fill the gap, DC introduced a brand new hero who could take Robin's place in these educational stories, and thus, the Protector was born. The man behind the mask was Jason Hart, a teenage student and athlete who took up the mantle of the Protector to fight crime and speak out against drug abuse. His origin story, though only lightly explored, painted him as a young man deeply committed to helping others and keeping his community safe. Unlike many other superheroes, Jason had no superpowers. Instead, he relied on athletic skill, intelligence, and determination, making him a grounded and relatable figure for young readers. The Protector's first appearance was in partnership with the New Teen Titans, stepping into Robin's leadership role in the anti-drug specials published in conjunction with organizations such as the Keebler Company and the President's Drug Awareness Campaign. In these stories, the Protector fought not only supervillains, but also the real-world dangers of illegal drugs, peer pressure, and crime. His clean-cut, responsible image was meant to serve as a positive role model for children, especially in school outreach programs where these comics were distributed. Despite his limited debut, the Protector became something of a curiosity in DC Comics lore. He was not intended to be a long-term replacement for Robin, but rather a stand-in for specific appearances. This unusual origin gave him a unique place in the Titan legacy, even though his comic book presence remained extremely limited. After the 1980s drug awareness specials, the Protector largely disappeared from DC storytelling, making him one of the rarest and most obscure members ever associated with the Teen Titans brand. However, DC did not completely forget him. Years later, the Protector made cameo appearances in events like Infinite Crisis and Titans Comics, often as an Easter egg for longtime fans who remembered his peculiar beginnings. In DC Rebirth, his existence was acknowledged once again, cementing his status as an official, if extremely minor, part of the DC universe. These later nods treated him almost as a meta-joke, a reminder of the era when comic publishers actively created characters for public service campaigns. In many ways, The Protector is a time capsule of 1980s comics culture, when superhero books were sometimes used as vehicles for real-world education and public service messages. While his role in the DC universe was small, he represented an important bridge between superhero fiction and youth outreach. His clean image, moral integrity, and fight against drugs were emblematic of a period when comic companies worked closely with schools and advocacy groups to shape young readers' values. Today, the Protector is remembered fondly by collectors and fans of obscure DC lore. His scarcity in print makes his appearances something of a novelty, and his very existence is a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected characters can leave a lasting mark. Though he may never headline his own series, the Protector stands as a unique footnote in the history of the Teen Titans, a hero born not from cosmic battles or ancient prophecies, but from the simple, powerful desire to protect the next generation from harm.